right, so we're back and ready to
Yeah.
really dig into
Dive.
episode 2 of Territory.
Yeah.
And if the first episode was all about kind of setting the scene,
Right, setting the stage.
this one throws us right into the thick of it.
Oh, yeah, buckle up.
Family drama,
Oh, yeah,
moral dilemmas,
for sure.
big questions about power and legacy.
Definitely.
It's
It's a lot.
yeah, it's a lot to unpack.
It is.
And I think what really struck me about this episode is how they use these smaller personal conflicts
Right.
to kind of reflect these much bigger, almost universal themes.
Exactly. And I think Graham's struggle with sobriety is a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
Like, on the surface, it's a personal battle.
Right.
But it becomes this lens through which we see
Mm.
his ambition, his desperation to hold on to power.
Right.
Not just within the family, but, within the Federation as well.
Yeah, and that outburst that he has at the Federation meeting
Oh, man.
is a real turning point for me.
Right.
It wasn't just anger. It felt like this,
Desperation.
yeah, like a desperate attempt to assert his authority
Right.
when everything else is slipping away from him.
When he feels like he's losing control. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. What do you think was fueling that moment?
I think you hit the nail on the head there with the losing control thing.
Yeah.
I think it goes back to that idea of legacy.
Okay.
What kind of legacy is he going to leave behind?
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to live up to these expectations.
Right, his father.
Yeah, his father. But I think also societal expectations
Mhm.
of what it means to be a successful rancher.
Right.
Powerful.
Patriot, yeah.
Patriot, exactly. And his sobriety struggles are almost like a metaphor for this larger struggle
Wow.
that he's having for control.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I hadn't thought about it like that, but yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah, and it's interesting how Emily's actions
Yes.
kind of mirror that in a way.
They do.
She's also driven by this fierce need to protect her family, to
Wow.
protect their legacy.
Mhm.
But she goes about it in a much more calculated way.
Yeah. Underhanded almost.
Yeah, she's willing to bend the rules,
Manipulative even.
maybe even break them.
Yeah.
Her determination to find Marshall, whatever it takes.
At any cost.
Exactly. It makes you question, are her methods justified?
Right.
Because of this deep love that she has for her family.
Mm.
Or is there a point where that protectiveness
Right.
becomes a form of control?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah,
That's a really good question.
it's a tough one.
And it's something that I was thinking about a lot while watching. It's the episode is deliberately blurring the lines
Oh, yeah.
between right and wrong.
Absolutely.
It's making us confront those gray areas.
Forcing us to ask those tough questions.
Exactly.
There are no easy answers here.
Yeah.
Then there's Marshall, stuck in the middle of all of this.
Caught between these two, powerful forces.
Exactly, his rebellion, his criminal activity.
Right.
It's easy to just dismiss it
Right.
as teenage angst.
Yeah. He's just a troubled teen.
Right. But I think there's something more there. There's
Sure.
a deeper cry for help.
Yeah. I think he's searching for something,
Right.
some sense of belonging maybe,
Mm-hmm.
or purpose.
Maybe he just wants to be seen.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah. And he's just going about it in all the wrong ways.
He's making some bad choices. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think? Is there hope for him?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I mean, given the choices he's making in this episode, it's
Mhm.
hard to say for sure.
Yeah.
But even amidst all the drama, all the tension,
Yeah.
we also see these glimmers of hope.
Right.
Like Susie's story, for example.
Oh my gosh.
She's
Yeah.
such an inspiration. She
Yeah.
goes from college dropout to
Right.
determined to prove herself
On the ranch.
on the ranch. Yeah. She's not afraid of hard work.
No, she's not.
And I think it's a reminder that even in the toughest of circumstances,
Right.
there's always potential for growth
Yeah.
and transformation.
Yeah. And it kind of ties back to that theme of legacy that we were talking about.
Right.
She's creating her own legacy,
Exactly.
even if it looks different.
than what her family might expect.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And, speaking of legacy,
Mm-hmm.
I think the Outback itself
Yes.
becomes a symbol of that struggle.
Ooh, that's interesting.
The harshness of the environment.
All right.
It kind of mirrors the challenges that these characters are facing.
Yeah, it's like this constant battle
Right, against the elements.
against the elements, but also against themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love how the visual storytelling
Oh, yeah.
really enhances that feeling. Like those sweeping shots of the landscape.
Right.
The vastness of it all.
Yeah, it's beautiful, but it's also isolating.
Yes, exactly. And I think that reflects the like internal struggles
Right.
that the characters are going through.
Totally. It's like this external representation of their internal turmoil.
It's like the Outback is almost like a character itself.
It is. It's like another character
Yeah.
shaping and influencing the narrative.
And it just adds this layer of like authenticity
Right.
and rawness to the story.
Mm-hmm. Makes it feel so real.
Yeah.
So grounded.
And it's just so compelling.
Oh, it is.
Like the episode really keeps you on the edge of your seat.
Right.
That search for Marshall,
Mm-hmm.
the tension at that Federation meeting.
You don't know what's going to happen next.
It's constant buildup of suspense.
Yeah, and what I think is really clever is how they balance that suspense
Right.
with these quieter moments
Yeah.
of reflection
Mm-hmm.
and character development.
Yeah.
So it's not just action, action, action.
Yeah.
It's also giving us these moments to connect with the characters
On a deeper level.
on a deeper level.
Yeah.
Yeah, to understand their motivations,
Right.
to empathize with their struggles.
And it leaves us with so much to think about,
So much.
especially about that line between
Yeah.
love and control.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we see Emily's fierce devotion to her family,
Yeah,
but where does that cross over
right.
into something more harmful?
That's the question, isn't it?
It is. It's a big question.
And it's one that resonates, I think,
Yeah.
far beyond the world of territory.
Absolutely.
It makes you think about your own life,
Right.
your own choices.
Yeah.
How far would you go to protect the people you love?
Right. Are you helping them or are you hurting them?
Exactly.
Yeah. And what are the consequences of those actions?
Right. Are we really doing what's best for them?
Yeah. It's a lot to unpack.
It is a lot.
And I feel like this episode,
To scratch the surface.
you scratch the surface.
There's so much more to explore.
Absolutely.
I can't wait to see what happens next.
Me too. How these characters evolve.
Right.
How these themes continue to play out.
That's going to be good.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is just the beginning
This is just the tip of the iceberg.
of a very large iceberg.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's clear that the writers are aiming for something more than just entertainment.
Right, yeah.
You know, they're prompting us to engage to these complex
can
issues,
question our assumptions.
to really like grapple with,
The messiness of life.
yes, the messiness of life in all of its
Beauty.
beauty and ugliness.
It's not always pretty,
It's not, but it's real.
but it's real.
And that's what makes it so compelling.
Exactly.
And it's a show that definitely stays with you
Oh, yeah.
long after the credits roll.
Long after you turn off the TV.
Yeah, it makes you think.
It makes you feel.
It makes you feel things.
It does.
And that's what good storytelling should do.
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
All right, well, on that note,
Yeah.
we're going to wrap things up here.
Okay.
But I hope you'll join us next time
Yeah.
as we continue to delve deeper into the world of territory.
Wait.
All right, see ya.
See ya. Bye. Bye.